Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Global Happenings to the YouTube channel. Finally, APC Chieftain have reacted to President Bola Tinubu's speech. Remember that APC President Tinubu got into the seat on the platform of APC and they're literally apologizing to Nigerians. You're going to find out what they said. That's really shocking. And then of course, Kenneth Okonkwo have decided this time around to be one-man army and is literally calling out the president. Don't forget that when he was in APC, he had some sort of relationship with the president. I guess Kenneth Okonkwo is one person that will not shut his mouth except to guess what he wants done. Well, before we go into the news proper, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You said bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, the APC Chieftain, which is the former National Publicity Secretary of the defunct New People's Democratic Party, NPDP, Eze, has called out the administration of President Tinubu for inflicting hardship on Nigerians. The APC Chieftain said Tinubu is not implementing the objective of APC but has chosen to implement his personal dreams. He submitted that the APC owes Nigerians an apology for bringing Tinubu to power, stating that the citizens deserve better leadership. Eze, in a statement made available to newsmen, also criticized the president's speech on Sunday regarding the nationwide protest against hunger and bad governance in Nigeria, describing it as shallow and grossly out of tune with reality. He said that Tinubu was selected to make the country better, but the president has chosen to run a flamboyant administration while most Nigerians battle with hunger. Let me quote him word for word. The president in his broadcast overlooked critical issues constituting a clog and stunting the growth of our country, and her people, such as high cost of governance, corruption, judicial rascality, corrupt electoral empire, hunger, unemployment, harsh impact of forced subsidy removal, armed banditry, and general insecurity, high cost of living, and more. So the broadcast seeks to discredit the substance of the ongoing protest and therefore rings hollow, Eze said. Now, Eze submitted that President Tinubu has isolated himself from the objectives of the APC, a party founded on the ideals of a united, prosperous Nigeria. I quote him again. I must state that what Tinubu is currently superintending is not the vision of APC that most of us risked our lives to bring to be. Now, we never brought APC to visit Nigeria and Nigerians with a level of hunger pervading our nation and warranting citizens to resort to suicide as the last resort to escaping the hardship. Neither did we bring APC to visit Nigeria and Nigerians with the level of insecurity that has enveloped us to such extent where it has become suicidal for farmers to go to their farms for whatever purpose. We never envisaged that our common effort to bring APC to salvage Nigeria would be so corrupted by the inordinate ambition of Tinubu to foist himself on the country as president, and on this footing we owe Nigerians an unreserved apology. Our beloved country has turned to a laughing stock before the international community, as most countries now advise their citizens to be wary of traveling to Nigeria. Eze accused the Tinubu administration of promoting corruption and queried the justification for spending over 21 billion naira to build a house for the vice president in the midst of the thriving hardship, as if the VP was homeless. He also accused the government officials under the current administration indulging in funfair or squander mania, leaving the ordinary people in squalor and without a hint of remorse. Well, talk about hitting the nail on the head. He didn't spare at all. Come on, let's find out what the person of Kenneth Okonkwo has got to say concerning the speech. And let me just go straight to the point. During an interview, Kenneth Okonkwo said the people are protesting for hunger and hardship, deprivation and degradation, and the president was compelled to speak. Okonkwo said in an interview, he said, "I wish they did not even compel him. If I were a media aide, I would have preferred there was no speech at all, because bad speech is worse than no speech at all." In addition to the speech being empty and very annoying, it was even leaked before the day. Okonkwo asserted that the president Tinubu failed to address any of the protesters' demands. He emphasized the importance of protest in a democratic society. While denouncing the violent actions of the minority, he argued that the president ought to have streamlined his cabinet, reconsidered his decision to acquire a new presidential jet. Okonkwo contended that rather than removing the petrol subsidy and replacing it with inadequate palliatives, the government should reinstate subsidies on petrol and electricity tariffs, as he believes that subsidy itself is a palliative. He further stated that the current administration had diminished the standard of living for Nigerians and should focus on enhancing productivity by fostering conducive business environment. Apart from Wole Soyinka, notable figures like Wole Soyinka, who is a strong ally to Bola Tinubu, the president, Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria, and the political parties like People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the Labour Party, LP, have also criticized the president's address. The likes of Peter Obi also didn't spare him. Wow, this is coming from the fact that we can call it propaganda if we like, but the truth is there's hunger and it is real and it's in the streets of Nigerians. The common man is feeling it. Maybe the political elite may not understand because, hey, there's more than enough. When there's more than enough, you begin to wonder, why are there people not being patient with the policies being made by the country or by the president? After all, he's doing the things right. It looks as if the policy seems to favor the elite much more because there seem to be more than enough and they seem to be having more than enough. For those people who have no problem in filling their tank, 50 liters tank for whenever they're driving, they seem to even have a better time than ever before. Now, some of them will keep telling you that I enjoy driving now than ever before. Imagine you're passing through Ojota early morning, around K2, Semes area, as early as 5 o'clock, the place is already getting, by 6:30, 7 o'clock, the place is jump out. But right now, you can drive freely, being by everybody. So those who have the car can just drive on full throttle and there seems to be no traffic jam anywhere. So you can see to some extent for the elites and for those who are having, God, the country has never been sweeter than ever. But then again, for how long will the country be sweeter than ever? Because at some point, even if at this point the people suspend it, especially in Lagos, they're talking about stuff pedaling and re-strategizing in their protests because there seem to be court orders flying from back and center for them to halt their protests, and they don't want to go against the law of the land. But at some point, if nothing gives, the people will return back to the street, but this time around with renewed vigor. And propaganda alone will not save the day. So while they are giving a short break, I think the president should begin to move in very quickly. Have a meeting if you have to with the governors of Nigeria and see how they can roll out as fast as they can and start production as quick as possible so that Nigerians will not hit the street because there's truly hunger in the land. That's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation.
Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze,